Thank you. Order. Joy Morrissey to move the motion. Ms Morrissey.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I beg to move the motion and consider GP appointment availability. It is a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship for the first time, Mr. Johnson. The chances of misdiagnosis could increase dramatically if GPs rely on email or telephone call exclusively. I can say I speak from experience. For days, my own mother-in-law was misdiagnosed as having a UTI when in fact she had suffered a severe stroke. Precious time was lost and terrible damage done because she was not seen by a GP. For every 100 ailments that could be diagnosed safely without seeing a GP, there will be one that won't, one that could prove to be fatal, and that is not a price worth paying. I want to thank the NHS workers, GPs throughout the pandemic who worked so tirelessly, and this debate was something that I was encouraged to put in for by my constituents who came to see me again and again about this issue, and I wanted to make sure their voice was heard. I'm going to read out some of their actual cases today because I think it's important to hear from them and their voices of what they've been experiencing. I would say they're divided into two categories: those that are disabled and perhaps suffering with dementia or cognitive impairments and find talking on the phone very difficult and really need to see a GP in person, and those that are happy to speak over the phone or need a GP appointment, but the IT systems that are in place in certain GP surgeries are causing issues with access to GPs. The first one is from Marlow. This lady wrote to me and then asked for an appointment to see me. She said, "When I got through the surgery, we were told that we should have a telephone appointment first. The GPs have my daughter's number as she cares for her grandmother. I explained that we do not live with her and cannot sit at her house and wait for a call. Also, if there was a phone for her and to sit around all day and no one answers, she isn't good with IT and has trouble explaining and expressing herself and telling someone what is wrong over the phone. I understand we are in extremely unusual circumstances, but there has to be exceptions, and there must be a way for elderly and in some cases disabled people to be able to get an appointment. Many do not have the capability to use the internet and even phones in some cases. This was particularly true in my personal case as well, with my mother-in-law who had had a stroke, and luckily we had power of attorney, but many don't. And so, and I appreciate that the government has made great strides in this regard, but just looking at how we can protect those who are disabled, who do have perhaps cognitive impairments, who need to have a carer come with them to a GP surgery to actually express what's wrong and what condition that they have. And I think that greater attention should be paid to this in the future.